11th, 2023. And it's about 27 degrees today. About 5:30 p.m. Seems like we either get rain or really hot weather. Not much in between. The problem with that is when it's hot like this, all I want to do is ride rollerblades. And when it's raining, I don't want to do anything. So I haven't got much done this year. Got 19,429 kilometers on my s40 now. So I'm 500 kilometers away from the next oil change. I would kind of like to do an oil change before I try and do a road trip on this bike. Just to prove I am riding, I guess, if nothing else. You know, it's funny, there's a couple of bikes that caught my eye in the last few years. One is the Kawasaki Vulcan S650, and the other one is the Honda Rebel 1100. And well, the thing that prevented me from buying either one was their chain drive. And yeah, I just am very dedicated to not wanting to take on any more maintenance than I have to. I mean, I will do maintenance, but street bikes, I prefer belt or shaft drive. And if it's an off-road bike, yeah, chains, no problem, makes sense. But a friend of mine bought a Vulcan last year, and he actually let me ride it, and I was really impressed with the power. It makes ample power. But he said that he was leaking oil from the engine, and I looked around a bit. I haven't heard anybody else have that complaint, but he's only got 600 kilometers on it, so it shouldn't be leaking oil, but it should be under warranty. But I just watched a video on the Honda 1100, and I gotta admit, I like how the bike looks, and the fact that it's a Honda, it should be a good reliable bike. But, this one guy, Life of Birch, he's talking about how he's had persistent oil leaking problems out of his. And then I was digging around, and apparently those 1100 Rebels have a governor on them, and they're pinned at 100 miles an hour or 160 km/h. And you know, it's not that I'm ever gonna be going that fast, but I mean, that's just not done in the motorcycle world, in my opinion. Like, you know, are you selling motorcycles to adults or children, right? You know, top speed on this bike's maybe 90 miles an hour, and I seldom go that fast, like almost never actually. But that's not really the point. You know, if this bike was pinned at 80 miles an hour, I wouldn't have bought it. You know, it's one thing to be able to ride within the capacity of your motorcycle and within your skill capacity, but it's another thing to, you know, have some naggy overlooker saying, oh no, you're not allowed to go over, you know, 100 miles an hour with this motorcycle. Well, there's motorcycles in the 1000cc class that do 200 miles an hour. They certainly don't pin them. So, you know, what's it really all about? What are they trying to say? Anyway, here I am sitting here worrying about things that are never going to be a problem, because, I mean, I was sort of tempted to buy one of them other bikes, but really I got nowhere to put it. And B, I really don't want to go back to being a slave to the chain and the chain gang again, having to clean and lube chains. And oil leaks just do not appeal to me, not even in the slightest. On a motorcycle, that's the death knell of a motorcycle. You start losing oil, and it ain't long before you blow your engine. These small engines don't hold that much oil. They need all they got in the case. They don't need to be puking it onto the ground, that's for sure. And I mean, it's impossible to have confidence in a motorcycle that does that. So, I don't know, maybe it's a one-off, but it's not encouraging. But the governor is, oh yeah, an absolute put-off for me. I just don't agree with whatever thinking they used to arrive at that decision. Bad call, Honda. Your mistake. Like, $14,000 for a motorcycle that you can't go over 100 miles an hour with? Like, something wrong with the world.